Now, I don't know if you'll be surprised to know that there are almost 4,000 deaths every year due to trees. Still think of them as decent beings just standing there doing nothing but giving us oxygen? Stick with us so we change your perception towards them with a list of the most dangerous trees you should never touch. Coconut tree. Wondering why this one's on our list? Well, coconut trees, the slender, harmless guys standing in tropical coastal areas, providing us with oxygen and tasty coconuts. Well, at least that's how I thought of them, until I saw this happening. There are more deaths due to coconuts than sharks. Around 250 people die each year because of the falling coconuts on their heads. So, you need to be very careful when going near a coconut tree. There's a big chance that a bonk on your head might take your life away. Now, let's move on to our open discussion. Allow us to introduce you to the shipworm tree. This tree has been infested with shipworms. Marine bivalve mollusks, or shipworms, are a kind of saltwater clam with a long, soft, bare body. They're a type of saltwater mammal known for burrowing into and finally destroying wood. They eat any wood that comes into contact with seawater, including piers, docks, and ships. With the aid of a pair of extremely small shells carried at one end, they drill tunnels into the wood. They're also known as sea termites or teredo worms, and some people simply refer to them as teredo. This picture shows these worms infesting a tree, and you need to not go near, let alone touch the tree, if you suspect one as being a home of these slimy, deadly creatures. Manchineel. Called the deadliest trees among all, manchineel had to be on the top. But well, coconut is no less deadly. So, it's an evergreen tree found in some areas of Florida, the Caribbean, and Central and South America. Its leaves and fruit resemble those of an apple, earning it the nickname Little Apple of Death in Spanish, which more than accurately depicts its lethal characteristics. It's incredibly dangerous, and eating its fruits would almost certainly blister your mouth and throat. Even rainfall falling through the tree may become fire, which can easily burn a person standing beneath it. Simply touching the tree produces blisters on the skin. SANDBOX tree. This strange-looking tree with spikes all over its trunk can be found all throughout the United States. Its sap is toxic and can cause skin irritation. The strangest aspect of it is its fruit. When the fruit ripens, it explodes, sending seeds flying in all directions at speeds of up to 160 miles per hour. Seeds may reach lengths of over 60 feet, injuring anybody or everything in their path. As a result, it's been dubbed the dynamite tree by some. The fruit of this tree is extremely toxic, and the sap is unpleasant, causing cramps, diarrhea, and vomiting. Strychnine tree. The strychnine tree has a unique edge in the frightening stakes, since it's a tree that sounds deadly, not just in its most popular name, but also in nearly every other name it's given. We're not joking when we say that just hearing the name makes you want to avoid it at all costs. The strychnine tree is native to India, and the majority of its poison is found in its seeds. These hairy, spherical, coin-like seeds contain roughly 1.5% of stretching, a chemical commonly used in baits to kill feral animals such as wild dogs, rats, and foxes. Bunya pine. You can't claim you're not impressed by a tree like this, can you? The bunya pine is easily one of the most beautiful trees on the planet, standing somewhere around 20 to 50 meters tall. But if you want to appreciate it and live to tell the tale, you should probably stay between 20 to 50 meters away from it, with its leaves covered in rigid and sharp-pointed spikes. Many children have chased their siblings or friends with the deadly branch, only to injure themselves. The tree is full of pines and spikes which demand to be touched with care, and with gloves, of course, because not taking care might lead you to feeling extreme pains and getting cuts on your skin. Milky Mangrove. The name of one of the world's most poisonous trees, the Milky Mangrove, may seem like a weird character from a crazy children's cartoon, but let me tell you, that's no cartoon character. And there's nothing funny here, because we're talking about one of the deadliest trees to ever exist on Earth. Seriously, this is one of the few trees that people should avoid at all costs. The Milky Mangrove tree is native to Asia and gets its name from its unusual, milky, toxic ooze. When any part of the tree is damaged, whether by scratching, poking, or snapping, it releases a white, milky sap containing a whole bunch of toxic chemicals that are known to cause swelling and blisters in mild cases and non-permanent blindness in severe cases. So, you need to stay as far away as possible. Oleander. It's a lovely decorative tree that comes in a variety of forms and sizes. But don't be fooled by its beauty. Many people don't realize how deadly this tree is. Many creatures, including dogs, cats, horses, cows, and birds, have suffered as a result of eating the fruit by mistake. Whether dried or fresh, even a tiny bit of this tree can bring serious disease or death. There is no way to avoid the consequences of each portion, which includes stomach discomfort, nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, blurred vision, depression, tremors, headache, low blood pressure, tiredness, fainting, and disorientation. In a nutshell, it's gonna make your life unbearable. TSUGA. Commonly named hemlock, no list of the most poisonous and dangerous trees can be complete without it. This plant has a long history of execution and suicides. Hemlock was commonly used as a means of punishment and homicide in ancient Greece. It was even the cause of death of famous philosopher Socrates, who died in 399 BC. Coniine is a powerful toxin found in this plant, and even a tiny amount of it can induce ascending muscle paralysis. The paralysis may progress to the breathing glands, resulting in death in most conditions. Leaves of 3. Poison ivy and its nearer cousins, poison sumac and poison oak, are known to all residents of eastern North America for their notorious leaves of 3. Urushiol is a substance found in all of them. Contact dermatitis is a severe, itchy, and painful skin irritation that can continue anywhere from a week to more than 3 weeks after contact with these plants and the toxin. If you're trekking into places where it's native, keep an eye out for them. Wild cherry tree. Wild cherry trees, which are native to many places and have become naturalized in others, are the one tree you should avoid, since all portions of the tree, saving the mature fruit, are mildly poisonous. They include cyanogenic glycosides, which can induce headaches, dizziness, vomiting, anxiety, and death in rare situations. Texas baccata. It is an evergreen tree of the conifer family that grows throughout Europe, Africa, Iran, and Asia. It is also known as English yew and common yew. Because of its remarkable beauty, it's primarily used as an ornamental tree. But don't be fooled by its appearance. This is a tree that you should never, ever touch in your life. Its seed, as well as the substance of the berry that covers it, is toxic. This tree contains taxine alkaloids, a class of toxins responsible for many cattle deaths and, more recently, human deaths. These poisons can cause cardiac arrest and respiratory failure in tiny amounts. Because there are no other possibilities, a dose of 50 grams of yew needles is toxic enough to ensure death. Pain bush. The term itself is a cautionary tale here. Pain bush, often known as African poison ivy, is a deadly plant. It's a southern African native that loves to live up to its moniker. The plant is generally a shrub or tree with a creamy sap rich in compounds called hexadecyl catechol. Just a little touch with the sap can cause your skin to swell and blister, resulting in a vivid swelling rash with blisters. And that's it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.